Woohoo! Welcome to Mat Chat, creating miracles of communication with Yarwood's martial arts, where they are creating families that kick together, stick together. And today is session number 51, and it is kick, your strategy for kicking. So what does that look like? Well, we want to keep it fun. We want to include everyone, and we want to celebrate milestones and keep showing up. So there's the basics. And we're going to dive into it with a little depth, have a little fun today. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Yarwood. Welcome.
Hello. Yeah, when I train and when I teach, we always talk about making it fun. Because if it's not fun, people get bored and then they stop coming and then they stop training and then it's bad. So we still teach, we still learn, we still have discipline, we still have structure, we still have all those things that matter, but we also have to make sure it's fun. Because I know for me personally, if I'm not having fun, that probably means nobody else is having fun either. Right? So, there's time and place for all the other stuff, the discipline and whatnot, but that all comes with understanding of how class operates and whatnot. But within those parameters, we do games, we do challenges, we do drills with partners, we do mom and dad stuff that, if the kids have parents there, we play games that are relevant to the training. Like we play a game called belt tag where the kids are, they're chasing each other around, trying to grab each other's belt. But it's teaching them about, they don't realize it, but they're learning about sparring, right? Trying not to let somebody get you, trying to keep yourself on a good defense, being able to keep your feet moving, keeping paying attention to the person who's trying to get you. So the games we have that we play actually have value to them, right? And when you do that, especially if the parents are playing too, when kids and parents are playing together, it becomes a competition, right? Mom and dad want to beat the kid wants to beat mom and dad. They have fun. It's a blast. So we make sure that it's an enjoyable thing for them to do. They get to spend time in fun activities together, right? And I think that helps with the bonding because it's a memorable experience for them. Oh, remember when we were playing belt tag and I got you, right? They love that stuff. So it's a great opportunity for our families to be on the mats together and not just be doing specifically martial arts, but just enjoying time together and having fun and understanding that it's more about the results that you're getting from the stuff that you're doing versus just, we need to do this, and this. That's all fine. But if you're that strict with it and it's not fun, people quit. And we don't want people to quit. We want people to keep training. So
I think the biggest thing for me about all of it is my life view is that life is a game, right? Life from the beginning of our life to the end of our life. It is a game. It's a grand game. Sometimes it's a serious game. Sometimes it's a laughable game. Sometimes it's a joke game. But life is a game, and how we play it is the name of the game. It's not whether you win or lose, but how you play. Winning or losing puts another quirk onto it.
Yep.
Because even as a loser, by points on a board in a game, you could have won the game because of the way you played, the teamwork that happened.
Yep, what you learned.
Yep. Excuse me. And I think for me, that is so important to see that. So to be able to see the enjoyment that goes on and to to see sometimes the winning, sometimes the losing, or somebody that loses, for them to be able to see how they won anyway, even though they didn't technically win by the rules of that particular game. In the grand scheme of life as a game, they could have won hands down.
Yep. Yeah, what did they get out of it? What is it that they learned from it, right? Maybe it was something new that they haven't done before, and they figured out a new way to do something, or they just maybe they're really good at winning a lot and they happen to lose, and now they have to learn how to lose, right? It's just
there's so many lose with grace.
Yep, there's so many lessons that are available to them even in losing, right? Sometimes there's more lessons in losing than there is in winning.
And in fact, we all know about what happened probably a decade ago when some brilliant mind said, well, we need the losers to get awards as well. And the damage that it did.
Yeah, 17th place, man. That's awesome.
and some psychiatrists and psychologists came out and said, well, it's going to be good for them to get that medallion and feel a part of it. But they missed the principle.
Yep.
They don't even explain it. So sure, there may have been some psychological structure and exercise they were saying would be good if everybody got a medallion or a medal. What they missed, though, was how to not have that take away from the winner and take away from doing the work that is necessary to become a winner. That's what that took away. That's what that belittled. That's what that made poo-poo, to the point where so many people said, this is a farce. Why are we doing this?
I have a story about that. I used to be in a different martial arts organization, and they started giving out medals to the people who competed but didn't win. They called them, I think they call them the Spirit Award. And so it was the same medal, but it was like a white ribbon or something. So a little bit different ribbon, even sometimes the same ribbon, but it was a different. So I was competing, and I was in a big ring, and we had 4 events at the time. So if you happen to place in any event, first, second, or third, then you got one of those medals for a second or third, but you didn't get a Spirit Award for anything else. So if you won a third place medal in an event, then that's the only medal you got, right? I was in 4 events. I didn't win I didn't take first, second, or third in any event at all, right? So I got a Spirit Award for each event. So I ended up of everybody in the ring with the most medals, because I got 1 for each. So I had 4 medals. So every time I won a medal, when they called my name, I went up and grabbed it, and I was running, yelling, "Woo! Spirit Award, yeah!" Running around the gym, right? And I get back, and they're all just looking at me like, "What?" I was just making a farce out of it, because it's like stupid. There's 10 guys in the ring, and I have the most medals of everybody, and I didn't win anything. It was ridiculous. So it's like there's it's set wrong with people when they started to realize how silly it was to give away a medal for each time you didn't win.
Yeah,
but it just didn't make sense. I'm a grown adult, and I get these medals for not winning.
We just had somebody on Facebook love the conversation that we're having.
Yeah. But you know what? It's when you're out on the mats as a parent, right? Those little victories are awesome to see for you when you see your kids doing something, right? Maybe they've been practicing a move that they've been struggling with, and then an instructor helps them out, and it finally clicks. That parent is just like, oh, I know from personal experience, when my son was learning, to see those little small victories that they get from learning something new, that new light bulb goes off, the new form that they've been practicing, they just haven't gotten it. Suddenly it clicks with them. And you see that as a parent and get to experience it with them versus just sitting on the sidelines watching it. You know how much they're struggling because you struggle too. And when you are experiencing it that same way, it adds volumes to what it is that you're doing, what you're learning, how you're experiencing your kids. So having them be part of it versus just being a spectator to it, it's such a great experience for them and a bonding experience for the kids. When a kid turns around and sees mom and dad smiling and watching something, right? That kid's heart just like, oh, mom and dad saw, right? They're super proud of that.
And some of this goes to, to remind parents, look, don't go to a game and keep your nose buried in a computer.
Yep.
Or buried in a cell phone, right? If you're gonna be there, then be there.
Yep.
Right? If you can't be there, then don't be there. It's better to not be there. And one of the things that I have, shared with a lot of clients, business clients of mine that are so busy that they're not able to see some of their kids' games. And I said, look, is somebody videotaping the game? Yes. Most of the time, yes. Awesome. Get a copy and then watch the game. Watch the game with your kid at home and let your kid be the commentator.
Yep.
I guarantee you'll have a breakthrough.
Yep.
And they'll get to share with you the ups and the downs.
Yep. They'll tell you what's going on right at that very moment. Here's what I was doing right there. Hey, get ready to watch. Here's something cool.
The celebrating milestones.
Yeah, we have in martial arts, there's quite a few opportunities for that. It can be anywhere from the big one, earning your black belt, all the way down to a little dragon earning his first stripe on his belt. Right? They're so excited about it. And when mom and dad get to see it and witness it and be part of it and celebrate it, it makes it that much more important for that kid. Right? And then what's even more fun is then when mom and dad get their first stripe and that kid gets to celebrate with them, right? That's just that extra bonding, right? They're earning the same thing and they get to celebrate each other doing it, right? It's a tiny, in the grand scheme of things, earning your red stripe for learning your basic moves is such a small little minute thing. But in the moment, it's huge, right? Because you're going to, 5 years down the road when you're a second degree black belt, that very first one really wasn't that big of a deal, but it was because you celebrated it with your kids and you celebrated it together and were part of that little moment in their life that they had such an excitement for.
I think the other thing too is the consistency, right? We're always looking to figure out how do we teach our kids accountability and what's the best way to do that. Well, here's a perfect opportunity. Taking classes that require you to show up, taking classes that require you to do some homework. And when you get to do it with parents, it's not like your parents are sitting in front of TV telling you to go do your homework.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity for them to be in it with you.
It gives them homework too.
Yep.
Because if they have to learn the form, right, just like you do, they're going to show you, okay, here's when we practice at home. Here's when we train. Here's where instead of sitting on the iPad, we go practice taekwondo, right? They can literally set the example for their kids by doing it in the moment, right? As opposed to ask, hey, did you go practice yet? Have you practiced yet? The answer will always be no. But if you go, all right, let's get our uniforms on, let's go pull up the videos and go practice our form. What do you think the kid's going to do?
Love it.
Yes, you're going to see that, hey, mom and dad, not only do they tell me that I'm supposed to do it, they actually do it themselves. They're showing me how to do it. They're showing me what I'm supposed to do. And they make it part of how they do maybe it's Wednesday nights. We do taekwondo practice at home. Pull the video up on the big TV. We all go in the living room, put our uniforms on, and practice. We grab our chucks and go practice our nunchucks or whatever it is, right? But when they're all doing it together, it has so much more impact. When you parents show their kids what to do by doing it. Leading by example. That's the most powerful way to teach your kids because they're watching you. They're not necessarily listening to you.
They're like little computers.
Yep. They might be listening to you, but it seems that they only listen and hear the things that they're not supposed to and repeat the things they're not supposed to. But they're watching you all the time. They're who they learn from. And when you set that example for them, it's an amazing opportunity for you.
I think in life, we celebrate milestones like a birthday. But yet, really, what does it take? Okay, I lived to be this age.
Yeah, I made it.
I made it. Okay, now I'm not going to belittle some people. That might be a challenge to have gotten there. I get it. I get it.
I made it. Yay.
The thing with something like martial arts that builds families and builds the bond with families is the ability to emphasize the consistency of being there, the awards and shout outs, and so it's not all from mom and dad, and really an opportunity to create a path for growing. That's really cool.
Yep. Yeah, it's amazing how effective parenting is when you are literally involved with what they're doing. When you're doing stuff with them that they enjoy and then you also enjoy, it has that much more impact on so many aspects of their life. You're creating those memories that they're going to look back on, right? When they get to their senior high graduation and they talk about how much influence mom and dad had on their lives and the reason that they're there because mom and dad not only took me to karate but joined me in karate. We earned our black belts together, right? They didn't just come watch me earn my black belt. They earned it with me, literally. And when you can say that, it's powerful.
Well, and I look at it like I loved going skiing with my dad and my mom.
Yep.
It was awesome. I liked going water skiing with them. You got to hang out in the boat, right? I got to spend that time with them. I mean, all of those things where I did, it's like what I call family vacation stuff.
Yep.
And yet it was just a weeknight or a weekend.
Yep. Yeah, those are the times that we remember, right?
Yeah.
Those things that are important to us are those little moments that my mom took me here. We used to go get ice cream or whatever, right? Karate class would get over. We'd both be sweaty, and we'd go to Cullen's and get ice cream. It was awesome, right? Something like that. It's those are the memories that they have that are going to last their entire life. That's going to have such impact on them, right? They don't know. My mom used to come to all my football games, every single one. Even through college, she was at every home football game. And in college, I didn't play as much, right? But she was still there, right? I can't tell you a single score of any of the games I was in, but I can tell you my mom was there to watch, right? And that's the important part. She was there supporting me, right? And that had still has huge impact on me because those are great memories I have of how much my mom cared and she wanted to be there, right? Same thing she did for my sister, all of her, dance team stuff and all that stuff. She was there at everything. And that it's amazing to for me playing football as a senior in high school, and I look up in the stands and there's my mom cheering and yelling for me, right? I'm an 17, 18-year-old kid, right? Where that's the age where you're trying to get away from mom and dad. You still want them there. You love that, right? And that's how I look at it with training with Taekwondo is not only does she have the opportunity to be there, but she'd actually be on the mats with me, training with me, right? So we're cheering each other on now, which expands that impact that it's going to have. We see it all the time. We got tons of families, moms and dads training together. And it's from our level ones all the way up through our black belts, right? And it's all the way through. And it's such a huge thing for them to be able to be part of each other's lives in such a way.
And I think in the last couple of years, you've really seen the difference that makes and really worked hard at it.
Yep.
Because it makes such great difference.
Yep. Yeah, it's not that kids whose parents aren't on the mats with them aren't getting a good experience because mom and dad are still there, right? Nothing against that at all. But you can just magnify the impact by being on the mats too. Plus, the parents get physical activity. They get all that other stuff that comes with training Taekwondo or martial arts in general.
In the world of families that stick together and kick together, what would you say? Are there any downsides to the parents joining them? If so, how have you dealt with them?
I mean, like training together on the mats, what are the negative things?
Yep.
Huh. I think really I have seen where I think there can be some things where kids maybe feel like they're not getting as much attention from instructors. Like maybe mom and dad are getting stuff that some stuff that they want, but that's usually just a personal thing. I really haven't seen anything negative, except for maybe like from the kids' point of view. It's like now mom and dad are making me practice. I don't want to practice, right? It's just that that type of interactions, But I haven't noticed anything where there's like this huge rift between people where there's a problem. I've never seen that. I've only seen the positive sides of things. What goes on at home, I don't know, right? But I haven't seen any negative impact.
Yeah.
At least not long-term negative impact.
Oh, good. Good. Well, that's part of it, right? That's what we're looking at is what are these things and what can we create as an organization? What things are we going to say that we are responsible for and that we can be countable for in this world? And I think, you know, I think it's a great game.
Yep. It's one of the martial arts is one of the few. I call it an activity in terms of something that you're doing, right? I don't like to look at it specifically as an activity the way that the word implies, that it's just something you go do, because there's so much more to it. But it's something that it's unique in that, like football, basketball, baseball, as a parent, you can go to all the practices, you can go to all the games, you can't participate. When you come to Taekwondo, you can participate in practice, you can participate in competitions, you can participate in instruction, you can participate in everything. You can be part of the whole thing. And that's where to me it sets itself apart. Because you're not going to have that opportunity in anything else. My mom couldn't come on the field and play football with me. I love that she was there. But there's no way she'd come on the field and play with me. When my son played basketball, I couldn't go on the court with him and play basketball with him. But I can train with him. I can do Taekwondo with him all the time. We do it all the time. And that's such an awesome thing for me because I get to be there with my son. Taekwondo has offered me so much more time with him than other sports would have because I'm literally with him the entire time. From the time we start teaching to the time class is over, I'm with my son. We might not be directly interacting with each other, but we're spending time with each other. And I don't know how he feels about it. He might be sick of it by now, but I love it.
I don't think so.
So coming from the parent perspective, that's what I'm looking at for. I know how much of an impact it's had on me to be able to spend time with my kid. I mean, since he was 2 years old, he's been coming to the dojo with me. And that's 17 years now, right? And he still comes to the dojo with me. And he plans to continue to come to the dojo with me because he's going to be taking it over. So to me, it's been I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's been an amazing opportunity for me to be able to do that.
And that's what you're inviting parents to see out of this.
Definitely.
Out of doing these podcasts and giving people an understanding of what's possible inside the realm of being a parent that kicks together, wants to learn how to stick together.
Well, that, to me, that's what your kid wants. They want you. They want to spend time with you. They want to be with you, around you. And why not give it to them and benefit from it personally?
And one of the things we haven't even talked about, which I think we'll cover this more next week on session 52 in the long game, is the health, right? The ability to have health kicking together, health working together, and spending time together. That's a brilliant part to it. So, all right. I think with that, we're at the end of the time here. Is there anything else you want to share before we click off, sir?
Like I say at the end of all of these, come try it out. Give it a shot. If you don't like it, no harm, no foul. But the odds of you not liking it are pretty slim. You might feel awkward. You might feel whatever. I get it. But just give it a try. And
be prepared for that internal voice sometimes says, oh, I'm not good enough for this.
I'm too old. I'm not in shape. Let me get in shape first. That never made sense to me.
Good
I'm going to get in shape before I start doing it. Wait a minute. It's physical activity. It will get you in shape. You don't have to worry about being in shape. We'll
And
get you there.
there's no such thing as looking bad because everybody's got to start
Yep.
somewhere.
And nobody's paying attention that way anyway. They're all working on their own stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, Mr. Yarwood, thank you again for episode 51.
Yes, sir.
Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Beyond the mats.